Hello, all you professional wrestling fans. Welcome back to Squared Circle Speak, your home for any and everything professional wrestling. I am Ryan. With me, as always, is my co host, Nathan. And today we are doing another top 10 list, and we are counting down the top 10 top rope finishers.
Yeah, a little bit of a tongue twister, but I figured this would be a good one.
Yeah, and when I started compiling this list, I was like, oh man, there's not that many, and then I realized there's a lot. And so for me, I went this as my personal favorite, not really the best or most iconic. So if my list is missing some of the most iconic top rope finishers, well, that's the reason. I went with what I personally like to see, as opposed to iconic, what everyone looks at as
Yeah,
the best.
yeah,
So
the same because I went with what I thought are the most impressive.
the most visually like pleasing is the word the ones that look cool are really hard to pull off. So yeah, I guess we can get started here. And like I said, my list is going to be all over the map as far as athleticism and stuff. And I throw some in that are kind of maybe people may not know about some of the lesser known finishing moves. So my number 10 is a woman, so woman's finisher. It's someone that maybe doesn't get necessarily the recognition or the praise that she deserves. This move has now earned its way into Tegan Knox's repertoire. I am talking Molly Holly and the Molly Go Round. If you don't know what the Molly Go Round is, it's a front flip off the top rope to a standing opponent, and then she kind of sits on her. So it's kind of like a flipping senton, sitting senton. The way Rey Mysterio does like a sitting senton, but she flips with it. I think this is a cool one. It always looked cool when she hit it because it didn't look like she should be able to do it.
Right.
And so whenever she hit it, she didn't do it often. She didn't do it a lot, but whenever she hit it, it always looked cool. And she pulled it out like not that long ago, like in the Rumble when she was in the Rumble,
Yeah.
which was insane. I mean, it's not really that hard of a move to pull off. It's just a front flip essentially.
All right.
But I always really liked it back in like SmackDown video games. It was always in there, and I always loved to hit the Molly go around. So that's my number 10.
All right. My number 10. It's my number 10 because I mean it is impressive, but it was done by a guy that's I don't know. I don't know why it's my number 10, but I'm going with Matt Seidel's shooting star press.
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Because he would get way up there. He would touch his feet with his hands. I mean, the RKO that Randy Orton did out of it is iconic, but just that move in general, whenever the hype that he got in the video and photos that they show of it,
Yeah.
I mean, it was impressive. It looked like he was floating.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, that is on my top 10 as well. That specific one. My number 9 is going to be another one that's probably another wrestler that is not as well known, but this move was crazy, especially coming from a guy his size. We're doing the moonsault leg drop from Too Cold Scorpio.
Oh yeah,
To see someone do a complete full on flip in the air from the standing position and then end up on doing a leg drop was insanity back, especially back in the 90s when he was doing it. Like, you go back and watch it, it's still like his size, he shouldn't be moving the way he does. And he was so fluid with it. And he always got height and he did a full rotation. And so that's my number 9. I don't know what he called it. He had a specific name for it, but the moonsault leg drop was insane back in the day. It was one of those just moves that you didn't think you would see him do, and he pulled it out. So
right. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. Um, my next one is Juventud Guerrero's 450 splash
nice.
because Juvi, I mean, he was like the first one that did it on national TV.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been done a lot now, but his was impressive. I feel like he spun faster than most people when he did it. Like when he flipped, I feel like he flipped faster. because he would come down so quick. But that's why it's my number 9.
Yeah, he had a very, very awesome 450. It was like sudden impact out of nowhere. My number 8 is, man, there's so many good ones. Like there's so many insane maneuvers that people pulled off. My number 8, I'm gonna go with it's one that's similar to the one I just had, but it was Sanjay Dutt did the moon stomp, which was the moonsault into a stomp, which always looked devastating. Even though he was a little bitty guy, but he would do a full moonsault standing, which is similar to the leg drop, but he always got really he was really quick with it. And Sanjay Dutt's another one of those guys that's kind of really underrated and someone that I think should be appreciated more. He's an agent right now, I think, in AEW. But yeah, so the moon stomp. I think other people have done it too. But I think I mostly remember Sanjay Dutt for doing it. So that's
right. All right, my next one is the 5-star frog splash by RVD. And the reason it's low, like number 8, is because it's just a frog splash. It's not nothing real crazy. But he would jump so fucking high.
Yeah, his frog splash was
I mean
outrageous.
He was so freaking high, especially in ECW. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why it's my number 8. Had to be on this list.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously iconic. When you think best frog splashes, he's probably one of the best. My number 7 is the BME, or I guess you can call it the PME now. The best moonsault ever / prettiest moonsault ever. I don't know if I like Christopher Daniels better than Tiffany Stratton's. She does a really good one as well. But the way they do it very similar. They do the same thing where they hop up from the middle rope to the top rope. And then they get insane height on their moonsault. And it's called the BME. And it was probably the best moonsault. And then Tiffany Stratton came, and now she's got a really good moonsault. Moonsaults are kind of, they're basic. But the way Tiffany Stratton and Christopher Daniels do it made it better than anybody. And it's a real finisher. It finished matches. I was going to put Kurt Angle's moonsault on here, but it never really wasn't a finisher. But these two have, and so I kind of lump them together as my number 7. The best moonsault ever and the prettiest moonsault ever. Because they're the same move, but they both look fantastic.
All right, my next one is Kairi Sane's insane elbow.
Yeah.
I know it's just an elbow drop, but man, she puts some crazy torque on it, and the way she lands, I don't know how she doesn't break her body every time she does it. Because she lands like hard and on her side. And but yeah, it had to. If I was gonna have an elbow drop on here, I was gonna have hers.
Yep.
Macho Man's is iconic, obviously, because he's he was the originator basically, and the way he did it was, when you look back on it, it's not as impressive. Shawn Michaels' elbow drop is still one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
He hits it clean and crisp every single time. But Kairi Sane's is just next level.
Yeah. My number 6 is the 450. Specifically the same one you did, Juventud Guerrero's 450. It was so quick and so sudden and so impactful when he did it. And he never, I mean, you wouldn't even think he was going for it. Like it'd come out of no, like he'd just flip and be immediately flipping and hitting. I mean, he got no height on it, but it was, but it was impressive. Other people have gotten way higher on 450s, but his 450 is probably the best of all time. So I agree with you on that one, and yeah, I'll put that my number 6 because it is just now looking back on it again, it's so impactful too. Like he hits them perfectly. And it's
Right.
it is amazing for he can still do it. So somehow, I don't know how he can still do it, but yeah. So that's my number 6. Juventud Guerrero's 450.
My next one's insane. It's an insane move. And I've only seen it a few times because this guy never really made it big. and so that's why it's not higher. Because this is number 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my number 6 is, you don't like the guy. I don't necessarily like the guy, but Teddy Hart's Heart Attack, because it was a shooting star elbow drop,
Yeah.
which is, I don't know how you hit that perfect, because it's so much could go wrong. But yeah, shooting star elbow drop. I've only seen it a few times because he never made it to the, he never made it to the big time. But when I
Obvious
did,
reasons.
yeah, yeah, he was not the best people, but he had a great finisher.
Oh
And
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, when he would do it, when I saw it for the first time, I was like, "What in the hell?" So it looked like something that somebody just made up on a video game. It didn't look real.
Some of my first like YouTube memories were seeing highlights of the heart attack.
Right.
So yeah, that's a real man, I did not think of that. That's a really good one. You just hit me with that one. I didn't expect that out of you. My number 5 is, oh man, there's so many good ones that I have. Ooh. My number 5 is going to be the shooting star press. And I
Okay.
said the same thing as you. Evan Bourne, Matt Seidel, whatever you want to call him, uh, just made the shoot. Like Billy Kidman's shooting star press was way too dangerous. Evan Bourne perfected the shooting star press and made it like the height he would get, and like you said, he would bend his knees back, touch his toes with his hands, and always land it perfectly, no matter what. Never hurt anybody with it. Never until I think he did maybe in AEW. He may have landed wrong, but like he was, I guess he still is, but he was great with the shooting star press. He had the like prettiest shooting star press ever. So it's higher on my list than your list, because I think that movie is really fun to look at, and I was a big Evan Bourne fan. Evan Bourne's theme music is actually on my playlist, so that tells you. But I was a big Evan Bourne fan, and I really love Shooting Star Press, and so yeah, number 5 for me because it's just so pretty the way he did it and the height he got and the execution of it was always perfect, and so
All right. My next one is, I don't. He did use it as a finisher at some point, so I'm gonna count it. I don't know if you'll count it or not, but I'm using the spiral tap from AJ Styles.
it was his first finisher. I'll count it.
Okay, but yeah, because that thing is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, it's basically like a corkscrew senton,
yeah.
and I think he quit doing it because it's so crazy. Because it's hard to land it perfect every time.
He would never hit it perfect. It was the problem.
It was nuts.
He would always land either on his back or his side or his front. You never knew how he was going to land when he hit it. But yeah, seeing that thing for the first time was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Yeah.
think of that one either. I have a couple other ones though. But yeah, that spiral tap was really good. Yeah, he don't do it anymore. I think he should pull it out in his retirement match.
Yeah, in his retirement match. Yeah.
His last match
He
ever.
should pull,
Pull out that
he should,
spiral tap.
he should pull that out in that, uh when he would do the kip up Hurricane Rana.
And the moonsault DDT.
Yeah, all that shit.
Do it all. He's so good. We could have a top 10 AJ Styles moves.
I know.
What we got 4, right?
Yep.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. We got some crazy ones incoming for the top 4. My number 4 is the Phoenix Splash. Right now, Nathan Frazier uses it as his finishing move. He does it insanely quick, to the point where it's like you can't even see him do it half the time. Like it is. Nathan Frazier does it so quick. Other people have done it. Seth Rollins has done it in the past. And
Yeah,
other,
but he hardly ever hits it.
and then Hayabusa I think did it as well.
Yeah.
I think he invented it actually.
Seth Rollins hardly ever, he always did it where he never hit it. Remember?
Yeah, he would always land on his feet.
Yeah, it was like his Ric Flair.
Yeah. But the Phoenix Splash is just an insane move. It's kind of like the spiral tap where it's like you see it for the first time. You're like, what did he just do? Because it's a spinning, it's a back moonsault with a twist. And he ends up, I don't even know how he does it because he ends up like facing the other direction. Like I don't know how he twists his body that way. But number 4 for me is the Phoenix Splash.
All right. All right. The next one for me is my next 4 are all moves I'd never seen before, except from these people. So that's why. My next one is the reverse 450 by Mustafa Ali.
Yep, the 054. Yep.
I had never seen that before, and it was impressive. People may have seen it on the indies or something, but I had never seen it, and I was like, "What in the hell?"
Yeah.
Very impressive. Amazing that he could spring backwards and then still have the accuracy to land it perfect. I don't know how you spring backwards and then still spin forwards. That defies the laws of gravity to me, but yeah, it was very, very, very impressive,
Yep.
and that's why it's my number 4.
I think we might have similar top, because that's my number 3 was the 054, the reverse 450. Because yeah, the first time he hit that, it was like, what? Like you can't process it, because it shouldn't be possible to jump backwards but flip forwards. I don't know how he does it. And I don't know how he has never like hit the ropes and like severely injured himself doing that, because it is crazy. But yeah, the 05, when you first see that thing, it's crazy. And he doesn't get, the thing with it is when he does it, he doesn't get the height on it. He doesn't get, but it's just so visually impressive to see him jump backwards and do a front flip and still get enough height on the jump backwards to hit his opponent. So
Right.
really crazy. So yeah, that's my number 3. Took it right before I could, but it's all right. At number 3, 054.
What's your number?
So that's my
Okay.
number 3. Yeah, that's my number 3.
So now I'm on 3.
Yep.
All right, my number 3 is another female move. I had to have another female wrestler on here, but this one's super impressive. And just like all these other ones, first time I saw it, I was like, wow. And she don't always hit it perfect, but when she does, my God. And I'm talking about Ember Moon or Athena, whatever you want to call her, and her Eclipse.
Oh, damn, I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, the Eclipse is insane.
It's
a flipping stunner off the top rope. I don't know how she still has a backbone or a tailbone.
I don't even know how she came up with it.
I don't know, but all I know is that girl is going to have some back problems when she's in her 40s.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, when we first saw that on NXT, like, it was one of those moments where you would have like jumped off the couch and you're like, what the hell did I just see? Because it was something no one had ever seen before when she started doing that. And yeah, man, I completely forgot about that. I wasn't thinking, I don't know why I didn't consider it a top rope move. It is a top rope move. I just don't know. My brain kind of just went over it. But yeah, that was a good one. Never mind, we don't have the same top 3. My number 2 is made famous by Ricochet. The 630. If you don't know what that is, it's a 450 and then another rotation where he hits him with the senton. So he's doing 630 degrees, whatever you want to call it. He starts on the top rope, does flip and a half, and ends up hitting him with a senton. I mean, to see someone do that many flips in the air is crazy. And to have the accuracy to do that and never really mess it up, that just shows you how. I mean, other people have done it, but Ricochet's the one that really, popularized it.
Yeah, and that's my number 1.
Okay.
And it's my number 1 because it's the most impressive top rope move there ever is. I don't care what anybody says. It is insane because you're spinning so fast to get those rotations and to not break your own neck or injure the guy below you.
Yeah.
I don't even know how anybody came up with that and say, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," and the other guy's like, "Yeah, okay, land on me like that."
Yeah.
Fuck.
If you don't hit them right, you break your neck.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to land it directly flat back, and I don't know how he can do it every time. He hasn't done it as often lately. I think he realized it's getting old. It probably shouldn't be doing 630s all the time.
Right.
But yeah, when you first saw that, you were like, holy crap. So yeah, that's my number two. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what your number two is if you have the 630 as number one.
Right. Well, I guess I'll get to that right now. All right, my number two, and this is my last one because you took my number one, is the Black Arrow
Oh,
from Neville or Pac,
yeah.
because it is also very very impressive because it's a twisting shooting star press.
I'm not
Which
gonna lie to you, that's my number one.
oh, there we go.
So we flip
Which
flop the top two.
yeah, because it's insane. Like
Yeah.
to land like also to land that perfect without kneeing somebody in the face or overshooting and hitting your face on the ground. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. The 630 or the red arrow, black arrow, whatever you want to call it, is to me, you said the 630 was the most visually impressive. To me, the red arrow is the most visually impressive. I have never freaked out as much as I did when I first saw Pack or Neville hit that. I mean, it was insane. The speed he had on it and the way he landed perfectly with it and the height he would get. And the best one ever was the one on Seth Rollins where he almost won the title on Raw. I mean, that one was, I mean, it's one of those just great moments in history. And yeah, I'm a big Pac fan. I'm a big fan of Neville. And to me, the Red Arrow is the most visually impressive move ever. So we're going to argue on that because you said the 630. 630 is really good. That's why it was on number two, because it is insane to see someone do that. But I do have a few honorable mentions if you want to go through those with me.
all right.
The Houston Hangover, I moved it down. I had it in my original top 10, and I moved it down. It's a flipping leg drop. It's not that impressive. But to see someone, it was Booker T's finisher for a while, and to see someone his size do it was pretty impressive. To just see him do it's just a front flip. I mean, but the reason I moved it down is he never hit it right, and he'd always flip like kind of sideways and land awkwardly. And so I moved it down. Another one I have on my honorable mention is the Lowdown. D'Lo Brown's Frog Splash. You know, just the way he did it differently than everybody else made it cool. I kind of lumped all the frogs. I didn't have the 5-star Frog Splash and Eddie Guerrero's Frog Splash are all honorable mentions. Macho Man's elbows an honorable mention. And the Swanton Bomb from Jeff Hardy is an honorable mention. I know that might upset some people. But if we're looking at visually impressive, the Swanton's not that. I mean,
He never really gets that high.
yeah, and he would always, and when he got older, he would just land his entire body weight on his opponent. So it didn't like. I mean, when he was younger, he would get some height on it, but he never got a lot of height on it. And so to me, it's iconic, but it's not visually impressive, which is what I was more going for with this list, was ones that made me go, oh shit. Then I also put in like the coup de grace because that can be really cool. Finn Balor stomp.
Yeah, that's also done by Low Key and
Yeah,
a lot of other people. But
yeah. Also, one I didn't put on here is another honorable mention is the Dragon Arana.
who does it though? It's a good move, but whose finisher is that?
Oh man, I gotta look that up. I think that one. Let me see. Yeah, that's why I didn't know. That's why I didn't put it on here, because I don't really know who actually did it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who actually. Vikino's done it, but I don't know if he invented it. I don't know who was like.
Yeah, but his finisher.
No.
See,
So I don't know. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't know who really invented it and who actually did it as a finisher. But I put it on. That's why I put it on my honorable mentions, because I don't know if it's ever actually won very many matches.
well, I'll tell you the one that should have been on my list that I didn't have on there. I kind of regretted it because it's one of my favorite moves, and he never does it anymore. And it's another one of those where I hope he does it in his final match, in his retirement match, and that would be awesome to see one last time. And that's Rey Mysterio's springboard hurricanrana.
Yeah.
Because that when he used to do that, Ryan, he would hit it, and it like the way that he would flip when he hooked his legs on him, he would flip, they would flip, and they would land perfect. And they did it so freaking fast. And I don't know how. I think he quit doing it because maybe some people got hurt. I don't know,
Yeah.
but that thing was impressive, and I really regretted not having it on my
The
list.
way he would hit and then immediately the way he would do the Hurricane Rana was so quick. The snap he would have on it is like boom, like it was nuts. The Dragon
Yeah.
Rana was invented and was the finishing move of Dragon Kid.
Who
Um,
the hell is that?
no, he was Ultimo Dragon's like star pupil. But that's why I've always seen the move, but I never knew who actually did it. And so like that's why I didn't put it on there. That's why it's an honorable mention. But it's such a cool move. If you don't know what the Dragon Rana is, it's a flipping Hurricane Rana. They do a front flip into a Hurricane Rana. It's insane. But like I said, it wasn't. I didn't think it was really worth putting on there. So. But yeah, Rey Mysterio, we both kind of overlooked that. That's all I've got really for honorable mentions. I mean, there's plenty of other finishers people were probably gonna you could say were good ones, but I think we kind of nailed all the most visually impressed. I mean, I know like Andrew Everett did a double moonsault, and stuff like that, but again, I don't think it's like a regular finisher of his. So
Right.
we were talking strictly, finishing moves, and so I think we kind of nailed, all the most impressive ones, and
No, I agree. I think so.
some other ones thrown in there for fun,
Yeah, you could have had like Psychosis leg drop off the top rope, or
You could have.
Davari.
I mean, you could. Kenny Dykstra's leg drop was pretty cool too.
Actually, yeah, that one was probably the best one.
Yeah, if you're talking leg drops, Kenny Dykstra's got the best leg drop.
Right. Also, you know, you could have had any of the flying headbutts. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't really like that move though.
I know, but it is visually impressive when it comes flying up.
Yeah, I mean, but I didn't really like the flying headbutt much. So, but yeah. I think that's gonna do it. I mean, kind of nailed it. If you have any comments, or you can give us your top 10 list in the comments, and if you think we missed a very important one or one that stands out, let us know and call us marks or whatever you want to call us.
Okay.
Or whatever you want to say. But yeah, we appreciate you watching. And Nathan, I'm gonna let you take us home.
Yeah, if you like this content, if you like these top 10 lists, or if you just like making fun of our list because your list is better, that's all good. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can like and make fun of more of our lists. And hit that notification bell so that you always know when these lists are coming live to you.
All right, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.